Hello dear students and doctors. Today we will learn IPECAC. Now IPECAC is an effective homeopathic medicine prepared from dried root plant IPECAN. The homeopathic remedy IPECAC is a leading remedy for nausea, vomiting, morning sickness, colic and stomach flu. It also relieves a vicious, fitful, choking cough with wheezings, rattling and fast breathings. Beyond these applications, IPECAC makes the first aid kit for adding bright red, profuse bleeding, especially nosebleeds. Other applications include sore, bruise, sick headache, morning sickness, and even labor pains if its persistent nausea is present. Its chief action centers on the pneumogastric nerve, producing spasmodic irritation in the chest and stomach. It also causes extreme prostration and exhaustion. It is almost an everyday remedy. Each homeopath prescribes this remedy every day. Its symptoms are very clear-cut and definite. The most important thing of this remedy is a constant, distressing and continuous nausea. IPECAC is rarely indicated when this symptom is absent. Please remember this. It is a sort of nausea with profuse salivation. It is an ineffectual desire to vomit. Patient all time ऐसा ही बोलेगा मुझे nausea हो रहा है, मुझे उपके आ रहा है, मुझे vomiting जैसा हो रहा है. Constant symptom. When there is a gastric troubles from dietetic error, at that time we must choose between IPECAC and Pulsatilla, because both are useful in gastric disturbances caused by indulgence in a mixed diet, especially you know that pastry, ice cream, fatty food, etc. Pulsatilla may be considered the better while the food is in the stomach, while in IPECAC after it is out, but the nausea persistent. Again with Pulsatilla, the tongue is often coated like antimcrude. While the IPECAC, there may be a slight coating or the tongue may be perfectly clean. And that is why in a rubric 3 marks, tongue clean. This vomiting with a clean tongue, however, is not an indication for IPECAC only. Sometimes we find it in a worm infestations where the sena is there. That is also predominant remedy. During the nausea, the face generally in IPECAC is pale, eyes become shrunken with the blue margins, and often there is a more or less twitching of face and lips and sleepiness after vomiting. If there were burning in the stomach, intense thirst, but could not drink, great restlessness and prostration, definitely we think about arsenica. And it is often the best remedy to follow IPECAC if the case goes from bad to worse. IPECAC affects the whole GI tract. One's very characteristic symptoms is that the stomach and bowels feels as if relaxed and hanging down. There are 3 kinds of looseness of the bowels, or rather 3 characteristic stools. The first, fermented stools, means foamy like yeast. Second, grass green stools, mucus or watery. Third, slimy stools, dysenteric with more or less blood. All these stools are found very often in children, especially in summertime. In such cases, when wrong food causes diarrhea, a single dose of Ipecac will prove to be curative when nausea is persistent. You should not forget nausea and prevent a child from running into so-called cholera infantum or gastroenteritis. Now, headache of Ipecac, very common. We find this nausea is persistent again where the remedy is indicated in headaches. Headache as if bluish all through the bones of the head and down into the root of the tongue. These kind of headache may be rheumatic origin, but the nausea is there just the same. If Ipecac is to cure, then we have a sick headache of gastric origin. The nausea beginnings before the pain in the head and continues all through. Now another very important Ipecac for respiratory problems. Ipecac affects the mucous lining of the respiratory organs almost as prominently as it does that of the alimentary tract. There is usually great accumulation of mucus in the bronchial passage, which give rise to peculiar wheezing sound. You can hear the wheezing sound when the patients have asthmatic bronchitis. Mucus collection is so much that the patient feels suffocation. Due to presence of emphysema, the patient find it difficult to throw off the accumulated mucus in sufficient quantity. Here we can differentiate Ipecac with antimony tart. Sometimes it will be very difficult to differentiate these two remedies, but Ipecac often precedes antimony tart. In Ipecac has some of this chorus rattling, but it is attended with a great expulsive power of the lungs. There is more wheezing and nausea, that is most important, and goes by vomiting. The tongue is clean, and you can see in a repertory wheezing 3 marks. Whereas in the antimony tart, chest is full of mucus, but due to lack of expulsive power, the mucus does not come up, or only the small quantity comes up, but it does not relieve him. The tongue is coated with irresistible desire to sleep, that we have already learned in antimony tart. Complete absence of thirst with the bronchial troubles. Here I would like to share one of my case of child who came with a coughing and then vomiting after coughing. Child continuously coughing with the respiratory rates were very high. Child was not eating at all, and there was a wheezing sound we could hear from the child's chest.
मॉर्निंग 7 o'clock से उसका ऑलमोस्ट 80% जो है रिकवरी हो गया, और फूड इंटेक जो उसका नॉर्मल था, आज मॉर्निंग में उसने नॉर्मल फूड इंटेक किया है. वाटर इंटेक भी ऑलमोस्ट 80% रिकवर हो गया है. येस्टरडे वो कल चल भी नहीं पा रही थी, बैठ भी नहीं पा रही है, बट अभी खुद से चल लेती है. येस्टरडे वो कल बात भी नहीं कर पा रही थी, बट अभी एकदम फ्लुएंटली बात कर लेती है, और इवन स्टमक में भी ब्रीदिंग उसका अभी नॉर्मल लग रहा है. आइज़ के नीचे कल ब्लैक सर्कल हो गया था, अभी वो भी नहीं रहा है उसके आइज़ के नीचे का ब्लैक सर्कल.
हेलो,
बात करो आरू, अभी कैसा लग रहा है बताओ.
खड़ी हो जाओ.
खड़ी हो जाओ.
So this patient was given Ipecac. It was a required hospitalization or required oxygen or bronchodilator. But with only homeopathy, patients recover completely in a 24 to 48 hours. So it is equally useful in a capillary bronchitis of infants. The cough is spasmodic and is caused by tickling in the larynx. Nausea and vomiting usually follow an attack of coughing. Very frequently the cough is so suffocating that the child turns blue, faint and stiff. Cyanosis can develop. All these symptoms make it an admirable remedy in whooping cough. The paroxysm is usually so strong as to bring about an attack of epistaxis as well as the bleeding from the mouth. We should think of it even in a hemoptysis, generally physical affection of the lungs. The blood usually bright red and is expelled without much effort. It is provoked by a dry tickling cough and preceded by a sense of bubbling in the chest. The blood discharge is usually frothy and associated with gasping for breath. Ipecac is discriminately used in the treatment of intermittent fever. We use in every case where that is a prominent characteristic persistent nausea is present. The chills are short and free from thirst, and that is the tongue clean during fever is one of the symptoms. A strange part of this chill is that it is always worse in a warm room and from external heat. The patient feels ever so much better in the open air and by drinking. This is one of our remedies where during this stage we find the redness of one cheeks and paleness of other. Patient complains of great prostration during the stage of chill. The heat is long lasting and is accompanying with thirst, nausea and vomiting. Breathing difficult and very dry hacking cough are present at this stage. Nausea and vomiting, the two most characteristic features of Ipecac, extended even into the stage of sweat. And that is I am using this remedy very successfully in intermittent fevers. Especially I consider this rubric: head, heat, coldness, fits. Ipecac is a remedy. With coldness of hands, Ipecac is another remedy. There are distinctly better after the stage of sweat is over. The sweat is usually sour and the urine turns turbid at this stage. Ipecac is particularly useful in those cases of malaria fever which have been tempered with by the maladministration of quinine. Here I would like to share one of my experience with the treatment of malaria with Ipecac. I learned with my teacher Dr. Farooq Master, sir. He used Ipecac in infants if the symptoms are matches very well. And he used to tell me that whenever you don't have any symptoms, his teacher, late Dr. Sarabhai Kapadia, also using Ipecac maximum in cases of malaria or intermittent fever, the splenomegaly and then the extremities of cold during fever, tongue clean, nausea and persistent vomiting. Successfully malaria with Vivax positive is being treated with only homeopathy, and that I learned from him. So we find hemorrhage from almost every organ of our system such as lungs, bowels, uterus, bladder, etc. But the grand keynote of this hemorrhage consists in a steady flow of bright red foamy blood associated with nausea. Important modalities of Ipecac: worse from warmth, damp of room, overeating, ice, fruits, salad, lemon, periodically, vomiting, motion, lying, and better by open air, pressure, cold drinks. Clinically, I am using Ipecac in cases of asthma, bronchitis, chronic cough and cold, diarrhea, dysentery, enteric fever, malaria, hemoptysis, hemorrhages, menstrual disorders, vomiting and whooping cough. So that's all regarding my experience and understanding of IPECAC. Thank you very much. Stay learning.